Hello and welcome to Cutting Up with Kathy, to the art of card making and paper crafting. My project today is this cute little mini mint treat box, and I'm going to show you how to make this. The designer series paper I'm using is Gathering Together, and we're going to cut this at 6" by 3", and then we're going to score it. On the 3" side, we're going to score it at 1 inch. And then on the 6" side, I'm going to score it at 1 inch, but I'm going to turn it upside down because it's easier to score it on this paper trimmer. And I'm going to turn it back around. Then I'm going to score it at 2 3/4, 3 3/4, and 5 1/2. Now I'm going to take it and fold it on the score lines, and I'm going to burnish it with my bone folder. Next, there's this little corner on the end, and I'm going to cut this off. Sometimes you can see it better on the back. And I'm going to use my tear-in tape for this small edge right here. And I'm just going to remove the tape, and then I'm going to fold it over and adhere it. And I'm going to cut the bottom score lines up from the bottom to that next score line. I want all of my edges on the same side, so this is going to be the back. I'm going to fold this in because I don't want glue on that piece. And we're going to use tear-in tape, and we're going to adhere it on these 3 pieces. And take your pick and kind of get underneath there. And then I'm going to open up my box. I'm going to open up the bottom, fold the bottom inside, and then fold the sides, and then fold the front. This way your cut ends are on the back. And then we're just going to kind of fold it. I'm going to end and just adhere it together. For my sentiment, I'm going to use the Terrific Toadstools, Just a Little Thank You. I'm going to stamp my sentiment in Early Espresso, and then I'm going to adhere it with Stampin' Dimensionals. I kind of put it to the bottom. I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to fussy cut some leaves. And I'm just going to take and pick out a leaf, what color I want, and I'm just going to kind of cut out around it. Doesn't matter if it's an end piece because you can always round it off, and you're going to stick the bottom underneath like that. If I want it a little bit shorter, I can cut it off a little bit more. So I went ahead and fussy cut some of the leaves, and I've glued this one down, and I'm just going to figure out how I want to place it on my box. And then I'm going to just take some liquid glue and just adhere in layers. I'm going to take some Starburst sequins, and then I'm just going to set it right there. Just going to fold our box in like this. Next, we're going to take some mints. These are an orange flavored mint that I found that is a big hit. So I'm going to put 3 of these in the box. So you can give these little treat bags out wherever you go. This is perfect for the fall. One of the things that I do is we have a ladies luncheon, so I'm making these this week to give out as treats for our ladies, and then also for the restaurant servers. So find ways to brighten someone's day. If you want it for your holiday, for your Thanksgiving, you can make these little treat boxes as favors. I created some boxes with some other designer series paper just to give you some ideas, and I didn't have a sentiment, so I printed this on my printer, punched it out with my circle punch, and then punched out some flowers with my petal punch. So you can use what you have in your craft room This is another one that came from The Cutest Can Be, and I just fussy cut these little bees, and I punched out the coordinating inside and just made a background. These are some boxes that I made from my scrap designer series paper using the flower punch. This one I used from the Country Lace. I thought that was kind of pretty, using again the flower punch. This box I created a little bit different. This is from the Everyday Happiness. So use what you have. You can use your retired designer series paper. All you need is a 6x3. I designed these boxes 6x3 inches so that when I took the 12x12 and I cut it, I could make 8 boxes out of one sheet. And then you can also use the back for the coordinating paper. And I hope you have fun creating this little treat box. My inspirational thought came when I was creating this little treat box with mints. And also my husband and I was taking a drive one day doing errands, and there's one road that has these huge, beautiful oak trees side by side. And I just loved the drive, and I commented to him how much I love those beautiful oak trees. And he said, "From a little acorn comes a mighty oak." So it got me to thinking about the children's book, The Little Acorn, written by Hannah Rose Brown and illustrated by Anna Philla. The book tells the story of the little acorn. He's in the big old oak tree in the green grass in a big meadow. And the time came when the little acorn had kind of grew up, and it was time for him to fall out of the tree and find his perfect place where he could live and grow. So that little acorn falls from the sky, landing on a soft bed of grass. So the story goes on to tell how the little acorn rolls from place to place, searching for the perfect home. He stops here and there and evaluates where he's at, and he finds a beautiful place and he thinks, this is where I should be. But he finds that it's not always what he sees. Well, the little acorn keeps rolling along until he finds that perfect place, that perfect home where he is meant to be and who he's meant to become. In our lives, we may not end up exactly where we think we should be, but sometimes it's just where we're meant to be. Mark Twain's famous quote said, "The 2 most important days of your life is the day you're born and the day you find out why." When we find our why and our purpose, where we're meant to be, why we were there, and we will find that we are meant for greatness. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a blessed day. If you've enjoyed my video today, please do me a favor and like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.